Every now and then, new young writers ask me what's the most important element to getting published as a writer. And a lot of times they want to know, is it getting an agent or is it learning the formatting? I mean, what is it? And the answer for me is really, really simple. If you want to get published, the number one thing that you have to do is focus on finishing the projects. It's really easy to have 20 short stories and like 6 novels in progress, and maybe you've got like a screenplay or something in there that you're thinking about and you have kind of half finished. But then having one finished short story can be really hard, right? In order to become a better writer and definitely a published writer, you have to finish your works for a couple of simple reasons. Number one, you can't start shopping things around until you have a finished work. It's possible for young writers to sell certain works, like novels or something that's long format, on maybe like one sample chapter or a couple of sample chapters, but it's really hard to do that as a writer without publications, because a publisher wants to know what you can deliver, right? And if you don't have a track record, it's really hard to be able to do that. The second reason is because you want to have experience working with those parts of the story that you don't like working with. So every writer has those things that we find less fun, that we feel less capable of, and you can really shove all of that stuff to the side and just focus on the parts that you like and are easy and productive and are creative, that really sometimes show us at our best. And if you don't finish your work, you can always stay in that mode. Finishing your work makes you attend to all the stuff that you don't like doing, and that's an important part of the craft. So you really do need to do that. And then the third thing is, it does teach you a certain amount of discipline. And if you want to publish professionally, you've got to be able to churn out works, because nobody wants the movie that finishes an hour of the way in and the story is kind of halfway done, right? It's really fun and really easy, and it feels really productive to start stories. I definitely get into this trap where I'll start a story and then I will write out maybe like, 10 pages or 15 pages. And it feels like it's going to be somewhere around like, 20 something pages. I'm not entirely sure. But then I lose some momentum and I have an idea for another story. And sometimes that other idea for that other story feels fresh and new, it's exciting, and sometimes I even feel like, oh, I have to go work on that project, or I'm going to lose that. I'm going to lose that energy. I'm not going to have that idea. There's a little bit of truth to that, but there's a point where you start all of those projects because they're just a way to escape the project that you don't know how to finish. So really having the discipline to sit down with a project and say, I have to see this through. I have to finish this project. I'm going to have this one complete so that I can shop it around, and then I'm going to move on to one of my half-finished projects, is a difficult thing. And I think something that I personally I'm still working on, and I think a lot of people actually need to work on.